Haskovo is probably the most strategically located city in Bulgaria. It is nestled between the Rhodope Mountains and the Balkan Mountains, in the hilly plains of southern Bulgaria. The city is crossed by the fastest and most direct route between Europe and the Middle East. It is but a short distance from the Greek town of Komotini and the Turkish city of Edirne. It is close to all major arterial roads in southeastern Europe. The city is approximately equidistant from major geographical landmarks such as the Black Sea and the Mediterranean, the Danube River, Istanbul, and Sofia. It is at nearly the same latitude as Rome, Barcelona, and Tbilisi, which are all famous for their wonderful moderate continental climate. Haskovo enjoys the benefits of the same beautiful weather. The factors which contribute to this wonderful climate are the city's proximity to the Aegean Sea, which is part of the Mediterranean, and the warm air currents flowing from the delta of the Maritsa River. There is a reason why today's Haskovo, with its fruit and vegetable production, is known as the agricultural capital of the entire region of Thrace, which spreads over parts of Bulgaria, Greece, and Turkey. The exceptional fertility of the soil in the region provides an excellent opportunity for the training and education of expert agricultural technicians amongst the local people. Even at times when Haskovo was still part of the Ottoman Empire, engineers traveled across Middle and Western Europe and even as far as the Middle East, not to work as gastarbeiters, but to pass on their skill and art before returning to their homeland. Unlike other horticulturists who settled permanently in foreign countries, the people of Haskovo almost invariably returned to their motherland. It is one of those rare instances when a nation from the Balkans, more precisely, the people of Haskovo, taught an engineering science such as agriculture both in the West and the East. These lands were, however, first inhabited much earlier. The first settlements date back from the 5th century BC, during the Neolithic era. Ever since then, the region has always been a busy commercial and cultural center. A number of prehistoric, Thracian, Roman, late antiquity, and medieval towns and villages have been discovered in the region. The most precious gem amongst the archaeological finds is, undoubtedly, the Thracian tomb dating from the 4th century BC, discovered near the village of Alexandrovo. It is unparalleled amongst the other necropoli of this type, which is why it is the object of special interest from experts around the world. It rises over a burial mound which measures approximately 15 meters in height. The construction served both as a temple and as a mausoleum. Its most striking feature is its decoration and paintings. They are impressively realistic and precise. The wall paintings alone are of great scientific importance. The murals in the round and rectangular chambers are of great artistic value even by today's standards. The paintings depict the most characteristic features of Thracian life, hunting and war scenes, and funeral feasts. The murals of the round chamber are the most versatile and intriguing ones. They represent the life of the late ruler and the deeds he accomplished, proclaiming him to be a hero or a demigod. A replica of the tomb is on display at the museum, where visitors may learn more about the stylistics of Thracian culture at the time of its prime, from the 5th to the 2nd century BC. These 28 golden items date back from 4500 BC. Together with the golden jewelry discovered in the Varna necropolis, they're the oldest golden artifacts ever to be found in Europe. Standing at the crosspoint of 5 major roads, Hасково is now the starting point for many tourists and all of those who appreciate and wish to see all major monuments of Thracian culture. It is easy to be engulfed in that era simply by walking into the Haskovo History Museum. There are exhibits from antiquity in the Middle Ages, as well as ethnographic collections from the end of the 19th until the middle of the 20th century.
Хасково е едно от най-старите селища в пределите на съвременна България. Той има 7000-летна история от новокаменната епоха до днес. Благоприятното му географско разположение е основният фактор за ранното му и непрекъснато развитие и историческо съществуване. Градът заема ключово място в региона, страната и Балканите, защото е на кръстопът на международни транспортни коридори и през него минава най-бързият и пряк път, свързващ Европа и Близкия изток.
The people of Haskovo have always been of high intellectual potential. The city left its mark in all major periods of the Bulgarian revival after it fell under Ottoman rule, taking part in the strife for a secular new Bulgarian school and the struggle for an independent church. That was one of the factors that contributed to the architectural sophistication and subtle beauty of the typical house in Haskovo from the period of the Bulgarian Renaissance. This art is best illustrated by Pascal's house, Chorbaji Dimitrok's house, Boyaji Oglu's house, and Kirkov's school. The house of Chorbaji Pascal was built in the middle of the 18th century. It is a two-story spacious house, remarkable for its semicircular oriel, which was at the time rather uncommon for Bulgaria. The semicircular niches, or the so-called alfranga, lend a particular air of sophistication to some of the houses built during the Bulgarian Renaissance. There is a collection of different artifacts from wealthy families from Haskovo on display at the Pascalova house, which illustrate the way Europe and Istanbul both influenced life in Haskovo. Since the city is located at a major crossroad, it had easy access to foreign cultures. Haskovo continued to grow and develop after Bulgaria's liberation from Ottoman rule. Over the span of the first decades of independence, the town easily and naturally began to follow European styles and traditions. Even today, as in any classical southern city, architecture in Haskovo tends to be low and functional. Immediately after Bulgaria's liberation from Ottoman rule, Haskovo started leading an active cultural life as well, and it worked hard to have it. There has been a professional theater since 1921. The impressive building of the theater dates back to 1926. On the 8th of September 2004, Haskovo celebrated 125 years of theatrical life, and the building was completely renovated for the occasion. The town hosts various cultural events: the literature competition for new writers, Southern Spring, the music festival, Professor Nedyalka Semyonova, and the folklore festival, Lovely Thrace Sings and Dances. Two art galleries complement the atmosphere: the City Art Gallery and the Forum Art Gallery.
Всеки град, така и град Хасково, има художествена галерия, която е с постоянна експозиция и която е с държавен статут. Различното и по-характерното за нашия град е това, че ние разполагаме с още една галерия, галерия Форум, която община Хасково не предостави като филиал на другата галерия. Това е една зала и в нея правиме изложби, които са, така да се каже, текущи изложби. Всеки месец представяме различни имена на художници в областта на изобразителното и приложното изкуство. Каним художници, които са имена от цяла България и имаме възможността да ги представиме. В същото време тази галерия е, така да се каже, и търговска част, защото извършваме и продажби. Така че това е различното и характерното, защото разполагаме с, пак казвам, с толкова хубава зала в центъра на града, където нашата общественост има възможност да види различни изложби. Ето сега, например, една от интересните изложби, която ще бъде в Деня на Хасково, това е изложба с съдействието на Съюза на колекционерите. Те ще предоставят творби от своите колекции на стари майстори, нещо, което до сега не се е виждало от не само хасковската общественост, но и от любителите на изобразителното изкуство, защото това са частни колекции и са непоказвани творби. Така че, освен тези неща, т.е. освен тези изложби за представяне на различни, нали, творби в галерия Форум, се извършват и други събития, които допринасят за, така да се каже, нашия културен живот.
Owing to all these factors, Haskovo enjoys an all-year-round tourist flow. Tourists come for various reasons and to visit different sites. There is a tourist information center which works 7 days a week to help tourists receive relevant information in the fastest and easiest way possible.
Бих казал, че Хасково привлича интелигентните туристи. Вие знаете, акцент тук е културният туризъм. За 5 години съществуване на туристическия център, ако не друго, то написахме думата Хасково на туристическата карта на България. Хасково е уникален като град, даже нека почна така. Моята работа е много лесна. Лесно е да рекламираш и да популяризираш неща, които са единствени сами по себе си. Най-високата статуя на Богородица с младенеца в света, вписана в рекордите на Гинес, част от 100 национални туристически обекта. Александровската гробница, един уникален паметник на тракийската култура, уникален със своите сценописи, част от 100 национални туристически обекта също. И предстои влизане в списъка на световното културно наследство на ЮНЕСКО. И, както знаете, тези дни ще бъде открити още един уникален паметник. Паметника на завистта. Първия и единствен паметник на завистта в световен мащаб.
Traditional Bulgarian values are an integral part of the town's spirit and atmosphere. As one of those traditional values, Christianity also had to play a part in shaping the town's unique identity. Some of the most interesting churches in Bulgaria can be found in the Haskovo region. The church, Assumption of the Virgin Mary, is the oldest and stateliest in the town. It was consecrated back in 1837, on the 15th of August, the day of St. Mary. From an architectural point of view, the building is a one-nave basilica with a gabled roof. It is a symbol of the way in which Christianity united the people at times when Islam was the dominant religion, the religion of the Ottoman conquerors, and then rulers of the Bulgarian lands. The church gave birth to the other two institutions which played a crucial role in Bulgaria's Renaissance, the school and the library. The church St. Archangel, Michael and Gabriel was built 20 years later. The project was financed by Bulgarians who had fallen under strong Greek influence and was therefore known as the Church of the Rich. From an architectural point of view, the church is a three-nave basilica. The dome of the bell tower was gilded a century and a half after it was constructed, in 2003. The village of Uzunjovo is less than 20 kilometers from Haskovo. There one can find the oldest church to be built in a village in Bulgaria. It is also called the Assumption of the Virgin Mary. It was built during the Middle Ages, but the Ottomans destroyed it at the end of the 16th century. They built a mosque on top of the church's ruins. The mosque resembled a large fortress and a caravanserai, which in Persian means literally a fortress or palace for caravans. The original gate has been preserved. When at the beginning of the 20th century, Turkey formally returned the property rights to the Bulgarian state, the mosque was converted back into a church. The new iconostasis for the church was made in the 21st century and is now the third largest in Bulgaria. The stained glass windows depict scenes from the life of Mother Mary, the Virgin Mary. The church, the Assumption of the Virgin Mary, has been declared a cultural monument. It is the 8th of September. Orthodox Christians celebrate the birth of the Virgin Mother Mary. It is the day of Haskovo as well. For centuries, its citizens have been marking the occasion with special grand festivities. At the beginning of the 21st century, the date became the official holiday of the city, which now thrives blessed by the Holy Virgin herself. Today, the landscape over Haskovo is dominated by the statue of the Virgin Mary with the Holy Infant. The town now has its own symbol, similar to Christ the Redeemer in Rio, the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and the Statue of Liberty in New York. And its size is not less imposing either. The total height of the monument is 32 meters 80 centimeters. It weighs 120 tons. There's a chapel at its base, Birth of the Virgin Mary, which adds to the solemn spiritual atmosphere of the place. The statue rises over the Yamacha Hill overlooking the city. The monument was enlisted in the Guinness World Record book in 2005 as the highest existing statue of Virgin Mary holding the Holy Infant. There's a 30-meter high bell tower just meters away from the statue, which offers a breathtaking panoramic view over the city. The statue is the work of Petyo Alexandrov, Nikola Stoyanov, and company. Petyo Alexandrov is no longer among the living, but his spirit and memory will live on. He will be remembered on each 8th of September near the bas-relief carved by the forever grateful fellow citizens. The bas-relief is at the base of the monument, erected in honor of the Holy Virgin and her city of Haskovo. Although the festive program for the city's holidays impressively varied, recently it has mainly been associated with the Retro Vehicle Show, and the city is now the gathering point for all vintage car lovers, an expensive, nostalgic, and demanding hobby. But the 8th of September will pass, and another one will come a year later. But what is more important is how the people of Haskovo live the other 364 days of the year. Just like in any other city around the world, some would enjoy wealth and fortune, while others would lead a modest life. But here, everyone enjoys a different kind of blessing. They all live in a city where the green space per capita is several times greater than that of most other European cities. Even Sofia, with its impressive green areas, pales in comparison. The main parks are three: the City Garden, Kinana Woodlands, and Yamacha Park. The oldest park is the City Garden. It was built at the end of the 19th century by Marin Penchev, who also built the Borisova Gradina, Knyaz Boris's garden, in Sofia, and who studied ornamental horticulture in Hungary. Today, the city garden has been entirely renovated while not failing to preserve its original charm. A walk by the theater and the art gallery is all it takes to create a feeling of serenity and a feeling you belong to the cultural traditions of the place. The biggest park is Kanana, covering more than 235 hectares. The pedestrian alley which crosses it is over 2.5 kilometers long. It houses sporting grounds, swimming pools, a zoo, several playgrounds, restaurants, cafeterias, and hotels. The park is planted with various tree and plant species. But the green areas in Hасково are not limited to those two parks. There are only a few cities which have a park which is also an actual mountain slope. The 500 deckers of the Yamacha Park are in fact part of the first slopes of the eastern Rhodope Mountains. It is here that the Holy Virgin statue was erected. But it is not the only unique statue in Hасково. The central city square now boasts a monument of envy, the only one of its kind, erected in 2014. It is called the Bulgarian Icarus. It was cast of bronze and it is 3 meters in height and 1 ton in weight. It depicts a winged man with his face looking up to the sky, taking flight. But 2 bony hands have caught him and are pulling him down. Quite nearby, one can see Baba Yaga, an old hag from Bulgarian folklore, who has crashed at great speed while flying her broom on her way to the city hall. Well, she did not manage to get in. The scene is overlooked by a brass owl perched nearby. As the owl is the symbol of wisdom and prosperity, the people of Hасково believe that the ever-watchful owl will bring those 2 virtues into their lives. Or rather, to keep the wisdom and prosperity they already have.
Защото Хасково е мой роден град. Защото въпреки всичките възможности в живота, аз съм се останал тук и ще бъда тук. И най-вече живота ми даде една възможност да направя всичко това, което мечтая да направя и мога, и ми се позволява от финансова гледна точка за моя град. Имах късмета да започна да бъда бизнес, да правя в Хасково строителен, тъй като аз съм строителен инженер. Моята фирма беше първата строителна в Хасково. След това имах големия шанс да ме предложат за кмет на Хасково и станах такъв. И вече 15-та година съм кмета на Хасково. А това ми даде огромните възможности, повтарям се, малко, но е така, да направя онова, което този град има нужда. Да го благоустроя, да го преобразя и всички онези културни институции, спортни съоръжения, онова, което е необходимо на хората, да бъде подновено и да им създаде един уют и едно желание да живеят в този град, а най-вече младите хора да се гордеят и когато отидат в чужбина, един ден да докарат свои приятели и да кажат: това е мой роден град. Защото този град е закрилен от Света Богородица, не случайно. Тук стана така, че Богородица е най-голямата, призната от рекордите на Гинес в света, и тя е закрилница на Хасково и това го доказва времето. Тя от 2003 се съществува и до този момент, както казват, да чукнем на дърво, никакъв катаклизъм не е ударил нашия град, което хората го признават и до голяма степен това ги удовлетворява. Това е част от тяхното ежедневие.
Since the times of the ancient Thracians and the old farmers, the city has never ceased to thrive and flourish, and so it always will, under the benevolent gaze of Mother Mary, in wisdom and piety.